What's up YouTube? It's Brian here, and today I am going to be making what I think is one of, if not the most important videos that I've ever made on my channel. If you clicked on this video, I'm guessing at one point or another you've dealt with some kind of either mental health issue or anxiety or stress or depression, and I'm someone that has dealt with mental health issues, especially anxiety, for the most part of my life. For me, I first found out that I struggled with anxiety when I was very young because I had awful separation anxiety from my mom, and this is gonna sound weird, but from like my house or just the comfort of being in my own home. I used to fake sick and try to get out of school. I didn't want to sleep over any of my friends' house. I didn't want to leave my house. And what started off as first being maybe, oh, I'm just introverted, ended up being, no, I definitely had separation anxiety. As I got older, I started to realize that, yeah, I did have separation anxiety, but I very clearly had an anxiety disorder because of the amount of anxiety I have experienced in my life, and it's just been something that's been a struggle of mine and something I've had to deal with for a very long time. And I like all my videos to be very upbeat and happy, and I don't want this to be a downer video by any means. I kind of want this to be a video for me to talk to you guys about some of my own personal battles and to maybe share some insight and hopefully help some of you who may deal with similar battles. So I made a video about my anxiety a few years back, but I wanted to kind of readdress it because I feel like one good thing is that mental health is getting more awareness, which is incredible, especially for someone that very much struggles with it. But I want to continue to do my part in trying to not only shine a light on it, but to offer more than just some tips and advice to many of you guys who I know struggle with this as well. So I did some research to try to see if there's any companies that I thought would make sense that I could either partner up with or just promote that I feel like offer something that's valuable and helpful to me that I could also share with you guys, and I found that with BetterHelp. BetterHelp is a service that allows you to talk to licensed therapists online at any time. Regardless if it's via text, chat, or even video call, you have the option to talk to someone whenever you need. BetterHelp's not a crisis hotline, it's more of a way to provide a more intimate and comfortable therapeutic session for you if you're someone like me who maybe didn't really enjoy the traditional therapy route of going and meeting with someone in a room. I felt uncomfortable doing that, and I have tried BetterHelp, and it feels like a good match for me and my personality. If you struggle with mental health, there's obviously certain tips and advice that I'm gonna be talking about that you can do to help yourself, but at the end of the day, there's nothing like professional help, and I think you have to be the one to choose to get that professional help if you feel that you need it. With that being said, I'm kind of a believer that everyone could probably benefit from talking to someone or going to therapy. And while yes, this is a branded integration video, the reason I'm so excited about this is because this is something I deal with. And so far, I feel like this is something that's working for me, and I want to try to give any help I can to anyone out there who's watching this. If you're struggling, this could be something that could maybe work for you too. So check it out. I'll have a link in the description. If you just go to betterhelp.com/Brian, you can sign up. And if you do, make sure to let me know, because I want to try to start a inner community within already our community of us who struggle with mental health. And I want to find a way that we can all be supportive together and take proactive steps to treat mental health ourselves and to continue to shine light on it for other people in any way we can. So BetterHelp, thank you for giving me this awesome opportunity. And guys, I really urge you to check it out and at least try it for a week. See if it maybe does something for you, because I've already found it to be extremely helpful for me. With that being said, I made a list of some different things that I personally do that I have found have helped me cope with just staying more level-headed about my life in general and to keep my anxiety level pretty low. And I want to share them with you guys. So the first thing that I've found is very helpful for myself when dealing with anxiety is every time I feel like I'm being healthy, if I'm sleeping well, if I'm eating well, if I'm working out, I think taking care of your body enough to the point where you feel like you're taking care of your body really makes you feel more positive about your life in general. Not only is getting enough sleep and eating right like good for your physical health, I do think it's important for your mental health. There's something about when I'm like active and doing things that I think are good for me, my mind feels more clear. I think more clearly, I feel better, I feel more confident. And I think it's a great way to start if you don't know where to start, is by just making sure that you're taking care of yourself. The next thing I've found is if you're like me and have ever had to deal with panic attacks, which absolutely suck. If you've had a panic attack, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the worst. There's something to be said about finding a way to calm yourself down, For a lot of people, it's like breathing techniques, like deep breaths. I do a thing where I like breathe in through my nose and then out my mouth. And I'll do it for like 30 seconds and I'll try to really slow down my breathing. I try to get somewhere where it's cool. I don't do well when it gets really hot. It's hot in here right now. I'm talking about anxiety, so I'm already having a little bit of anxiety. I have to try to create an environment and calm myself down. So if you're ever somewhere and you're getting uncomfortable, take a moment. Don't try to hide it from someone. It's okay. You can tell them you need to take a moment and find techniques that comfort you down in that moment. Something specific I also want to talk about that I've learned through therapy and my own, experiences is there's a difference between just general anxiety disorder and situational anxiety. And I think sometimes you have to analyze what's causing you to feel anxious, what's causing you to feel stressed. And whenever I have a day that I'm just like, man, I feel off, I try very hard to kind of sit down and like map out what are the things in my life I could potentially be stressed about and how much should I actually be stressed out about them. For example, I have this awful trait where I'm very concerned what people think about me. I wish I didn't, and I'm a YouTuber, so I need to get over that, but I just don't want people to not like me. I don't like it if people think poorly of me, and unfortunately, you can't win everyone over in the world, but that's something that always stresses me out. So if I'm having an anxiety attack about that, I have to tell myself, yeah, this is something that triggers you, but how important is it? Because how many people do like you and respect you and think of you in the right light? Sometimes if you're having an anxiety attack, it's important to try to analyze what's the core of it, because then you can maybe mentally tell yourself, is this worth me stressing out as much as I am? Another huge tip I want to give to you out there, no matter what kind of mental health issue you're struggling with, if you can find people that you trust enough to talk to about it, and maybe not to get into in-depth conversations, but at least that they're aware, starting with your family, maybe your closest friends, maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend. It's so helpful to know you're not alone. And this video should be proof that you're not alone. The amount of people in this world that deal with internal battles, I mean, it's everyone. Everyone has internal battles, but the amount of people who even have a mental health disorder is just crazy. And so it's important to feel like you're not alone. And if you have people close to you that you can talk to things about, that is going to make it a lot easier because you're not carrying everything on your shoulders. I think another tactic you can use if you're ever feeling down or maybe depressed is to just surround yourself with people that you like to be around. That sounds like an easy thing to do, but I struggle with that because if I feel down, I have a hard time wanting to stop feeling down. I know that doesn't make sense, but I'm guessing if you've dealt with some kind of depression, you might know what I'm talking about. It's like you don't pity yourself, but you just don't feel like you can feel good. So just being around other people that feel good, you're like, well, that's great. I'm just even more upset because you're so happy and I'm not. But if you can find people that like you are close with and just put yourself in good environments, it is a good way not to distract, but to just change your perspective and change your mood to hopefully bring you into a better place. And lastly, and I think maybe the most important thing that I want to say is you have to remind yourself how important you are and that you have self-worth. Every single person on this planet is put here on this planet for a reason. I know I sound cliche or whatever, but I believe that 1000%. And we all go through a ton of bullcrap that sucks. And everyone has a different experience, everyone has a different story. But you should never feel isolated, you should never feel alone, and you should never isolate yourself. And the more you can learn to love yourself and think with an optimistic mind, the better off you're going to be and the happier you're going to be. And I still struggle with this. This is an ongoing struggle for me. I haven't conquered anxiety. If I did, I'd tell you and I'd tell you how. But I wanted to make this video to give some basic tips and things that I do to really just kind of give you guys some information on the things I struggle with and to offer you with not only this video, but BetterHelp as a way that maybe you can use to help yourselves. And I want to try to help you guys because you guys help me. And I think if we could create a community, a very open, loving, and supportive community here where we don't judge one another and we help one another, it could be an amazing thing. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I don't know what it's gonna turn out like. I just wanted to really say this, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I didn't really make a script, kind of just went with it. And it's important to me, and I know it's probably important to a lot of you, so I hope it was helpful. So if you guys liked the video or found it helpful or you're gonna try out BetterHelp, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Like I said, in the comments below, if you sign up, tell me, because I'm gonna maybe even be reaching out to some of you guys that do. I have a few different ways on how we can kind of create a collaborative community that is, you know, supporting each other and encouraging each other to take care of one another. And so let me know if you do. And also, if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both accounts are just at Brian Redmon. And if you didn't know, I did start a vlog channel. I actually have a vlog going up today. So if you want to go check that out, go do it. I'll have a link in the description. Subscribe. It's just a different type of channel where I post more unfiltered videos of my life. And a lot of you guys are already liking it, so hopefully you'll continue to like it. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for new videos every single week. Until next time, keep it real, banana peels. I'll see you guys next time. And just want to say love you guys, and stay strong if you are someone that goes through mental health issues, because I know it's not fun. But together we can overcome any obstacles that we face. So much love.